I've been testing out this Olay Regenerist Mineral Sunscreen for 2 weeks now, and I have some thoughts on it. Hi, I'm Melanoma Mom. My friends and my family call me Shawn. On a more serious note, I was diagnosed with skin cancer, melanoma, in January of 2021 and have been on the search for the best sunscreens that fit in with my new lifestyle to prevent future skin cancers. Would love for you to consider subscribing to the channel if you too have a love for sunscreen, looking for ways to improve your life after having skin cancer or ways to prevent yourself from having future skin cancers. All are welcome here. All right, let's talk about this awesome little sunscreen. I actually do really enjoy this. This is the Olay Regenerist Mineral Sunscreen Hydrating Moisturizer Zinc Oxide Broad Spectrum SPF 30. It is 1.7 fluid ounces. Look at that red bottle. It has a cap with a pump. And you can see it came out pretty thick. It's like a lotion. It's not the thickest lotion I've ever used. It's not the thickest sunscreen. I actually think this compares to my EltaMD UV Clear sunscreen, but some more on that in a little bit. This does have 17.5% zinc oxide, which is fantastic. I did get this in my DermiDoc box. If you're interested in DermiDoc box, I will leave that video in the description box of this video for you to watch after this one. I'm still testing out a lot of sunscreens that came in that box. I just looked on Target's website and this retails for almost $26. So for a drugstore sunscreen, this is expensive. This is more expensive than my native sunscreen, which is also SPF 30 and has zinc oxide in it. Now, this doesn't have a scent. It does go on clear. You can see I just put that on my hand and it went completely clear. It does have a slightly tacky feeling until it sinks in, but again, I'm sitting out in a humid South Carolina summer here when I'm filming this, so most sunscreens tend to go, well, not all sunscreens, but a lot of mineral sunscreens tend to go tacky on me in this humid weather. I have tested this out with bare face. I have put this under makeup and I have some thoughts. Okay, good morning. First impression of the Olay Regenerist Mineral Sunscreen. All mineral, okay. I haven't even squirted this. Okay, it's white. Let's hope it blends well. I just have moisturizer on. Oh, okay. Ooh, it feels very moisturizing, actually. Had a little bit of a white cast, but it looks like it's rubbing in really well. Feels really nice. Kind of surprised. It's thick, but not like a mineral sunscreen thick. It's more like a lotion thick. And then it's just sinking right on top of my skin. It's nice. Okay, this is nice. I like this. We'll see how it does throughout the day. Okay, so I've had the Olay on for about an hour and a half now, and it did settle down about 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes after I applied it. And you can see it's not oily looking. It's kind of a natural shine. I really like it, and I think that is very similar to my EltaMD that I love, my EltaMD Clear, which is exciting because I think that Olay is definitely cheaper, I think. I'll have to look at prices. But I'm getting ready to apply makeup, a full face of makeup over it, so I will give it a true test to see how it wears under makeup. Hi! So I've had my foundation with the Olay Regenerist under it for about 3.5 hours now, and I want to give you an update. So my foundation is moisturizing. It's the Misha foundation. This sunscreen is moisturizing. Normally I put a matte sunscreen underneath. I did powder with a matte. And you can see that my skin is glowy and healthy looking. So I do feel that this moisturizing, definitely moisturizing, comes through a little bit and a little bit of glowiness, but I don't hate it. And normally I am a matte girl. Now I'm gonna try and put this on top of my foundation and see how it works. We'll see, because it's clear. It goes on clear, and it's time to reapply sunscreen. So I'll be back with another update in a couple of hours. Hopefully it won't move my foundation around, because my face looks so good right now. Okay, it's me again. I should just show you how I'm applying this on top to see if it moves around, right? I'm kind of doing my pat and smush method so that I don't mess up my foundation. And I'm definitely gonna be using a matte powder on top of this. But look, I did my forehead. It does look like it gave it a slightly wider cast. We'll see if it sinks in. This reminds me so much of my favorite Elta MD Clear. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna do my whole face and then I'll powder and then I'll let you know what it looks like. Okay. Okay, I just put a full face of the Olay, reapplied it on top of my foundation, and it didn't move my foundation at all. I think it looks good. It's a little shinier than I like because I live in South Carolina and it's very humid here. So as soon as I walk outside, if I leave it like this, my face is gonna look like a greasy mess, but I like it. It's not too greasy. Okay, so I'm gonna put just a little bit of some matte setting powder on. See if that takes down any of the shine. And I bet you once this sets in about 5-10 minutes, it'll look even better. Maybe I should have waited till after it sat down to put on a matte powder. All right, as you can tell, it still left some shine, but this matte powder does, which is one of the reasons I like it. It is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless, and I am in 105. I know, so light, so pale. And I'm gonna have to reapply a little bit of my blush back on, but this blush, I don't think the sunscreen moved it off. I think because this blush doesn't last that long on me. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Longwear Shaping Stick. Do they make this anymore? I don't know. Okay, final thoughts. I love this, and I will continue to use this entire bottle up. It goes great on bare skin. It goes great under makeup. The only thing I noticed was that it does leave my makeup. It slightly goes through and makes it a little more, not oily, but not as matte. Normally I powder on top of my foundation because it is so humid here. And this made it difficult. My matte powder doesn't really take the shine off because this would just pop through. It's not a deal breaker for me at all. I do think this compares to my Elta MD UV Clear. My Elta MD though, it doesn't pop through. It doesn't make my foundation shinier, if that makes sense, whereas this one does. But this one I feel like is also a little bit more moisturizing. But the two are very, very similar. What is the price difference? Let me see here. All right, so this one is cheaper. The Elta MD is about $37 US dollars on Amazon. So this one would be a cheaper alternative. Are they dupes? I mean, they're pretty darn similar in my opinion. But this one is a little more hydrating, and I can see that through the shininess that comes through on my skin. But for me, it's, like I said, it's not a deal breaker. It feels very comfortable. It's not a thick formula. It's like more of a thin lotion. It's not as thin as the Native sunscreen, and it's not thick like the Kula mineral sunscreen or like a thick Aveeno mineral sunscreen. It's not thick like that at all. It sinks in very nicely, which is funny, right? Because mineral sunscreens don't actually sink into your skin. They just form a barrier. They sit on top of your skin and reflect the UV and the UV rays and light off of your face, which is pretty cool. There's no white cast that I can tell. No white cast. It sinks perfectly in. Again, I'm very pale, but like the Kula mineral sunscreen leaves a white cast on me. This actually rubs in better than the native sunscreen. Have you tried this sunscreen? Let me know in the comment section down below. This one is Melanoma Mom approved.